The Painted Skin. A classic tale of terror from the East. This is an ancient Eastern legend about the illusion of beauty and the primordial horror that can lie beneath a perfect surface. My husband, Chen, was a scholar, a kind and gentle man. That all changed the rainy night he brought home the woman named Hua. She was breathtakingly beautiful, with skin as pale as porcelain and eyes that held a deep, sorrowful mystery. Chen said she was lost and had no home. He insisted we let her stay in his study. I agreed, but a cold knot of dread tightened in my stomach. After that, Chen was a man possessed. He spent all his time in the study, emerging paler and weaker each day, yet his eyes burned with a strange fever. Our home began to rot from the inside out. Our songbird was found stiff in its cage. The fish in the pond floated belly up. The air grew thick with a cloying sweet smell that masked something foul beneath. One night, my fear overpowered my reason. I crept to the study window. The candle within flickered. I wet my finger and silently pressed it against the rice paper, creating a tiny peephole. Hua sat with her back to me at the dressing table. She was perfectly still. Then she moved. Her hands, pale and slender, rose. Her fingers elongated, the nails darkening into sharp, wicked points. She slowly brought them to the nape of her own neck and dug them in. I watched, frozen in horror, as she began to peel. A sickening, dry, tearing sound filled the silence. She pulled her own skin apart, splitting it down the back like a garment, and stepped out of it. The thing underneath was a nightmare. A creature of gnarled greenish flesh, with glowing eyes and sharpened teeth. It sighed, a sound of relief that was not human. It then picked up a fine brush from the table. It leaned over the beautiful empty skin it had just shed and began with terrifying patience to paint. I stumbled back, my breath caught in my throat. I fled into the night, my heart hammering against my ribs. I ran until my lungs burned, never looking back at the horror I had witnessed. The next day, I found a Taoist priest in the market. He took one look at me and recoiled. "A demon hangs over you, madam," he whispered. "A hungry ghost that feasts on human essence." We rushed back to the house. We were too late. The study door was open. The creature was there in its true form. One clawed hand buried deep in my husband's chest. It pulled out his heart, still beating. As Chen collapsed into a pool of his own blood, the priest fought the demon, a battle of flashing talismans and snarling hatred. Until he finally trapped it, he looked at Chen's body with pity. "A high price for beauty," he said. As I wept, the priest offered a sliver of hope. "Find a mad beggar who lives by the south gate. Do whatever he asks, no matter how vile." I found the wretched man, covered in filth. I begged on my knees. He laughed and spat a thick, disgusting wad of phlegm into his hand. "Eat it," he commanded. Choking back my revulsion, I did it. The substance burned like fire down my throat. I ran home and vomited violently onto the floor. There, amidst the sick, was a human heart, pulsating with life. It rolled across the floor, back to my husband's body, and slipped into the cavity in his chest, the wound sealed shut. Chen gasped, his eyes flying open. We held each other, weeping with a joy that was already turning to ash. He was back, but I knew the truth would always lie between us now. A perfect painted skin hiding a bottomless horror.